Realty Point is 17 years. Wow. It looks like yesterday, I can remember when we started out, and to then think that it is 17 years already now, it's so amazing. We found it very pleasurable serving you. Let me just share with you 17 of our moments in these 17 years. We've had lots of fantastic pivotal moments running Realty Point for these 17 years. But I'll just pick 17 of those moments and share with you. Now, in February 2005, on the 5th of February precisely, we had an investors forum. So we gathered prospective investors who would want to invest in Realty Point. It was still information at the time. Gathered them, the restaurant, somewhere in Ikeja, and we pitched the dream of Realty Point to them. That was what ended up in us having 11 shareholders that we have today. Out of those people, 11 of them invested in Realty Point, and they've been with us since that moment. Then, after the investors forum, investors started making their promise, keeping to their promise. And on Tuesday, March 1st, 2005, the young man you're seeing here resumed as the MD CEO of Realty Point Limited in a borrowed office. When I say borrowed office, we didn't have an office of our own at the time. A very generous couple granted us the use of a space in their office somewhere in Okpebi. I will forever be grateful to those couples. They believed in our dream and gave us the breathing space. We might not have been here today if not for them. As an organization, we've always been big on training. So on Saturday, June 18, we held our very first seminar telling people how to own their properties, how to sack their landlords. I can remember that day, the venue was Memorable Garden. We had 2 streams on the day, first morning stream and then afternoon stream. And I facilitated the seminar along with a very good friend of mine, architect Jide Simisaye. That's someone I will forever be grateful for. Because if you ask me how much we charged for that seminar, you'll be shocked. 500 naira per participant. Yeah. But before that, though, I sold our very first property to our agency clients. Someone had a bungalow somewhere in the Jakonde estate area of Isolop. A friend introduced that brief to me. I'll forever be grateful to him. That was our very first brokerage deal. And I didn't know so much about agency at the time. I had to rely on the mentorship of my late mentor, Mr. Akin Olawore, who referred me to his Ikeja office branch manager at the time, Tosin Kadiri. We've remained friends since then. So Tosin put me through, and we were together able to sell that bungalow in good time. So we earned money. That was around April. So we got our registration certificate April 14, 2005. Realty Point Limited was registered. So I resumed 1st of March, but the company was registered April 14. That's why when we celebrate, we usually start from March, kind of. But we know that April is officially when we can start counting our years, right? Yeah, so we got registered in April 14 precisely. 2005 was full of a lot of activities trying to stabilize the newborn company, So we started our seminar, we started running seminars, we also started our publication. And our very first publication came out also around that month of July in 2005. Our very first publication, we call it Prime Asset Magazine at the time, came out, and the first person we interviewed was that my mentor also, Mr. Akin Olawore. And that was another pivotal moment in our existence. We started our very first real estate investment focused club in 2006, January precisely. It was called Ideals and Successories Limited. Ran for 5 years. Also, we facilitated, the creation, takeoff, and running of our very first cooperative, Prime Asset Housing Cooperative Multipurpose Society, in 2006, and it's been running ever since then. This number 8 is very special. In 2006 was when we came up with our now very popular slogan, our trademark. We own it, okay? Our trademark, sack your landlord. That came almost a year after starting business. The idea just hit us that, hey, we're in mass housing. We're helping people think about home ownership as early as possible. What's the best slogan to use? And then by inspiration, we got sack your landlord. And it has caught on like wildfire since then. Wrapping up 2006, we started our first ever low budget plot subdivision scheme, tagged Prime Estate. That's the name of the estate. Phase 1, somewhere on my way or further axis. Okay, that was when we started our very first estate, 2006. We wrapped up 2006 with that, and amazing. Moving on, the 10th pivotal moment in our history is that in 2007, we then went on to launch our second low-budget plot subdivision scheme called Prime Estate, Phase 2, Mowe or Father. Okay? Massive estate. People are residing there right now. It's being administered and is one of our most successful, has remained one of our most successful projects till date. In 2008, we launched our third and our fourth plot scheme. I mean, you just went all out for it, and they were very successful. All of this still within the Ogun, Lagos boundary areas. At the time, we felt it was time to extend our boundaries beyond Lagos State. So we opened our office in Abuja in 2011 with the launch of another plot subdivision scheme. In 2011, another milestone achievement was achieved in the sense that we extended our borders beyond Lagos and opened our first office in Abuja, FCT, right, with a launch of our plot subdivision scheme around the New Karshi area, also of Kefi, Abuja, Nasarawa environment. In 2013, it was time to do our second project in Abuja. So we bought the land for our very second project in the main town of the FCT. 2015, it was time to groove. Because if you follow the story, we started 2005. 2015, we were 10, right? And a few things happened. One of which was that we moved into our own office that we own. Okay, we bought a property and we moved our head office into our own property in 2015. Of course, we commemorated our 10th year anniversary with that and with some, celebration to go with it. To crown our 10th year, we launched our medium range housing scheme called Cedar Homes in 2015 with a project around the Lekki axis of Lagos. The 16th pivotal moment I would like to share was that sometime in 2017, towards the end of it, we created, facilitated the running and takeoff of a real estate investment focused cooperative called Basama Real Estate Cooperative Multipurpose Society, designed to invest in real estate both home and abroad. And it's been growing ever since then. And here comes the 17th one. As an organization, we're dreaming for the next thing to do, our future plan. And so to prepare ourselves for it, one of the things we did was to expand our board and invited 2 new non-executive independent directors on the board. Okay, and that also followed after the passage of one of our founding directors, Mr. Akin Olawore, whom we miss seriously even till date. But in moving on as an organization, we fortified our board so that we can better position the company in the way that we want to go going forward. So, as you can see, we are ready for the future. And the next 17, next 20, the next, years to come, Realty Point is structured in a way that it can survive its founders. We have reputable board, very participatory board, very involved and knowledgeable board. We have management running the organization, and we have very qualified staff to complement the effort. So we are well stocked to ensure that our dream of helping you sack your landlord is achieved. Thank you very much. It's been 17 years of helping you sack your landlord.